Last story of the morning, illegal migrant flips middle finger after being charged with attacking NYP in Times Square. I don't know if you've seen that video of like 8 people attacking officers, NYPD officers that are all illegal migrants. Let's not use the word migrants. Let's call them illegal aliens. Let's call them, criminals. As he's being released, flips people the bird. I feel like are we dealing with like 13-year-old kids? Screw your mom. You're stupid. You never get me. These people do not care. You think like, what breeds entitlement? Is it getting away with breaking the law and not getting charged with anything while simultaneously getting money from a U.S. government, also a phone, also free healthcare, also free housing? Does that breed entitlement? Or is it just white entitlement? You be the judge of that. If you were given everything for free, so much so that you begin to expect things to be handed to you no matter what you do or what you bring to the table, does that bring entitlement? Does that bring hardworking people? No, it doesn't. People that get given things that don't deserve it or don't work for it create a sense of entitlement that is exhausting to be around. It's the same people that if you mess up their order, they lose their effing minds at a restaurant or something. Or like, it's the same entitlement. So we have a bunch of people, and I'm not going to say all of them because I think that would be disingenuous. I don't want to sugarcoat or just blank statements. I hate those. But let's just say a good number of these migrants who have come across, illegal aliens have come across and are being given so much stuff that we're creating a culture of free and entitlement. And once you ask these people to go to work, do you think they're going to work for these low wages and not continue to take money from the government? No. And that goes for like Americans as well. That goes for Americans who have lived off the government their whole life. I work with some of these people and I love them to death. But you start to have this like mentality in your head. Once you start being given stuff over and over again, stuff becomes to be more and more free. And you start to have expectations. And when those expectations aren't being given back or shown back, you start to get angry. And then you start to develop this thing of like, what I need, my desires, me, instead of what can I do? What should I be doing to make things better? It's what are you doing for me? So this is going to be a huge problem. These people, if you come across illegally, that's like something we can debate. But I don't think there should be any help. Nobody's helping me. Nobody helps me wake up in the morning. Nobody helps like pay for my stuff. I work for it. I don't like working either. Working sucks. And you would say, Derek, well, these people just want to work. Really? Because I'm sure a construction company would hire these people without background checks or IDs. Or I'm also sure food and beverage would hire a lot of these people without this IDs. And yeah, it would be hard to get housing and stuff like that. But this is if you didn't know coming here that this would be the case, that's on you, dude. And so it begs the question of like, is the Biden administration telling these people, come up here, we'll put you in a home, we'll give you food, we'll give you money, and your life will be great? Or are these people just showing up expecting it? I don't know. Because that kind of expectation will cripple an entire economy, especially in a time of war. And then I've also heard the other conspiracy that the Biden administration wants all these military-aged men to come here so that when World War III pops off, we just say, hey, you want to be Americans? You want to stay here? You're serving. And so now we have all these great soldiers, and people like me are like, yeah, finally. Yeah, go to war for me. I'm old. This is going to be an absolute disaster. And I don't know how it's going to be solved, but it's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse and worse because there's going to be bureaucracies, red tape everywhere. They're not going to allow them to do some things. And I'm excited. And if Trump comes to office and he actually does what he says, which I highly doubt, he said he's going to deport all of them. I don't see that happening, but if it does, that's going to be fun to watch too. It's just going to, whether you just allow these people just all become citizens like Nikki Haley wants to do, it's still going to create chaos because you've created a precedent that we're just going to pay for shit, which is not a good precedent to set for people like that are like so desperate. because I'll just take it. And then they're like, well, why do I need a job? My life is better here on the government than it was in Venezuela, so I'm not going to work. I'd rather, because suffering sucks, but suffering makes you feel better. Oh, it's going to be a cluster. Praise God, dude. Finally, we have some real good American spirit being cultivated.